Hello, my name is Deanna Perez, and today I'm going to tell you my version of an old Appalachian folktale called Tailypo. I first heard the story when I was in the 3rd grade, and I haven't forgotten it since. I hope you like it. Here it goes. There once was an old man who didn't like people very much, so he decided to take his 3 dogs and build himself a cabin way up in the mountain away from everyone. Every day he would take his dogs hunting for food to eat. Sometimes there wasn't a lot to find, and he could only find a skinny little rabbit for dinner, with hardly any meat on it. It was on one of these nights, when the man was so hungry he couldn't sleep, that he heard a strange noise by the fireplace. He looked over, and there was a strange creature standing there. Well, the old man wasn't afraid. He grabbed his axe and swung it at the creature. The creature escaped up the chimney. Well, most of the creature did, for there at the bottom of the chimney was a long, bushy tail. Well, meat is meat, and the old man was very hungry. So he picked up that tail, threw it in a pot, and set it to boil. It tasted just like chicken. Finally, the old man could go to sleep with a full stomach. But right as he was drifting off to sleep, he heard another strange noise, and then a scratching just outside the door. And then a voice. Tailypo, Tailypo, I want my Tailypo. Well, the old man knew he didn't have a Tailypo to give, so he called up his 3 dogs and sent them outside to chase the creature away. There was barking and shrieking so terrible to hear, and then the dogs came back. Well, 2 of the dogs came back, and then came the scratching again. Tailypo, Tailypo, I wants my Tailypo. Well, the old man knew he didn't have a Tailypo to give, so he sent his 2 dogs back outside to chase the creature away. And he heard barking and shrieking so terrible to hear, and then the dogs came back. Well, 1 dog came back, and then the scratching came again. Tailypo, Tailypo, I wants my Tailypo. Well, the old man knew he still didn't have a Tailypo to give, so he looked at his last dog. He didn't want to, but he sent the dog out to chase the creature away. And he heard barking and shrieking so terrible to hear, and then the barking stopped. The old man hoped and prayed maybe the creature had left, but his dog didn't come back. And then he heard the scratching again. This time it was louder, like inside the house. And the old man pulled his blankets up over his head, hoping that he was just imagining things. But then he heard it again. Tailypo, Tailypo, I wants my Tailypo. It was at the foot of his bed. He looked over the blankets and saw 2 yellow eyes staring at him, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. Tailypo, I wants my Tailypo. The old man was frightened now. I don't have your Tailypo. The creature climbed onto his bed. Oh, yes, you do. Now, I don't know what happened next, but the villagers down below came to check on the old man after a while, and all that they found was a scratched up bedpost. There was no old man, and there were no dogs. Some say he was running from the law, but others, they say something else. If you find yourself up on the mountain and you listen real close, you might hear something on the wind, like a voice, saying, Tailypo, Tailypo, I got my Tailypo. The end.